What are you up to? Just oiling the ball roarer that I made. I made a ball roarer, and I'm just giving it a second coat. Oi, oi, how's it going? Just giving it a second coat of oil, just to darken the grain of the wood. If you check out, oi Brazil. Oh hi, how's it going? Yeah, oi is hi in Brazilian, isn't it? Oi, hola, boa noite. How's it sound? It sounds pretty good. If you check out my reels, my latest reel that I posted, for some reason it sounded louder when I watched it on my phone. When I uploaded it on YouTube, it sounds quieter for some reason, but it's really deep, really loud noise. I took the kids up the park earlier on, and I got it out and done a bit of ball roaring, and yeah, everyone was looked round. Did I notch it? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just used the saw just to put some notches in it. I did start. I made a smaller one as an experiment, and I started notching it, but I fluffed it up a bit, which was annoying. But I should have put a bit more effort into it, a bit more focus. Used harder wood really, but well, this is ash, so it's pretty hard. But I took out a couple of teeth by accident. But I'm going to notch the other side of this one, see if I can make it flatter, and see if I can get a decent sound out of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one in between these two, basically these two sizes, and more like this shape. Though this shape seems to work better. And then I'm going to notch that one and see how it goes. Uh, Love it, mate. Nice one. Cheers, bud. It is appreciated. I see Owen making one, and I was like, oh, I'm going to see if I can make one of those. Might use a bit of hazel. Use for my half boards. Nice bit of hazel. Maybe, I don't know, that bit I've got in the shed's a bit twisted, so I don't know if I get it flat enough. The ash splits perfectly, but I'm up the woods on Wednesday, so I can look for materials when I'm up there. And it's my mate's forest, so I can bring back some logs and choose the bit I want to use. There's plenty of different trees up there to choose from. Plenty of deadwood laying around and whatnot, so I'll see what I can do. But this is ash, and as you can see, it's got the heartwood and the sapwood, so it's that's really dense and really tough, and that's quite soft to carve. But it makes for an interesting piece. It's got that dark wood. My kids thought I glued two different bits of wood together, but I was like, no, it's a part of the same tree. There's a bit there actually. Let's do the. But I'm gonna make some little spoons out of the offcuts. But if you were to buy a bit of wood like this, it would cost you a fortune. But I'm quite lucky in the fact that I've got a mate who owns two forests, so he lets me play about in his woods and take materials. But we're going up there on Wednesday because where a couple of ash and oak have fallen down in the bad weather, loads of brambles are popping up, and they're suffocating the light from all the small trees. So we're going to take out the brambles and replant some ash and some hazel in the gaps so it grows back up again. You make it look easy. I've been jealous of your skills, man. Just practice at the end of the day. I've been at it a while, carving. There you go. There's one of my spoons that I carved. Don't know if you've seen it before. Probably showed you. But that's my usual stuff. Spoon carving, making little cookses and stuff like that. To film that, I filmed making this. It's in my shorts. So if you have a look at my shorts, you'll see me make this. We'll get a big log and then I'll split it and then take a plank out of it. Use an axe basically to carve this and then trim it up with a spoke shave. Was the management super interested? Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's what I did at college. It's what I'm trained to do originally. I did countryside management, habitat establishment and maintenance. Yesterday I think it was, I stopped one of my neighbours from chopping a tree down. It's got bats roosting in it. I was like, mate, you can't do that, mate. I was like, why? So there's bats in there. I said, you can get 6 months in jail for doing that. And he's like, no, you can't. And I called the wildlife officer, and the police turned up, and they said, no, you can't do that. That's what I told you, mate. You know what I mean? You can't be chopping down pipistrelle bat habitat. Yeah, you're too good at spoons. Mastered it. I wouldn't say I was a master at it. I do mess them up sometimes. I do bugger them up, but I'm pretty quick at doing it. So if I mess it up, it don't bother me. I'll just crack on again and just make another one straight away. But I like this is boiled linseed oil. I like using boiled linseed oil, but it's no good for spoons because it's just not a very good oil to use. It's got a very strong smell, and it's slightly poisonous as well. So Masters mess up too. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. Not my cookser that I made, my little wooden drinking cup. Just a simple drinking cup. But then like this was years ago I made this one, but this was my first attempt at making a cookser, which was that. But that's made out of ash. It's quite a hefty one. Quite a hefty one, that is. And I am starting another little wood spirit. I need to finish that as well. I got carried away. I saw the bull roarer and I was like, nah, I've got to make one of those. I've done that. It's going to look similar to that ish. I haven't done a wood spirit for ages, so I need to get my practice in because I want to make some more walking sticks with wood spirits in them and whatnot. But there's a bloke on there called Kerry Pierce, and he is a master at carving wood spirits. He carves bird boxes and stuff. Just showing off now. Trying to think what else I got. I made a longbow years ago. I would show you, but I cut the string off of it it's like a survival bow, and I cut the string off of it to make my bow drill. But I've started making arrows for it, and there you go. There's a flint arrowhead that I made, and I glued it on with pine pitch. And this is a piece of hazel that I fire hardened, as you can see the burn marks on it. And how am I? Good, thanks. How are you? And I need to put some fletching on it, and then it's a little bit wibbly, but I think it'll fly straight. Archer's paradox, though, isn't it? And we get like a leg of lamb up the woods or something, and fire an arrow into it. I'm making a sling staff soon. So it's like a handheld trebuchet, basically. They're pretty good. From Pakistan. Okay, awesome, man. Awesome. Nice. Pakistan, isn't it? Sorry. It's from Sussex. I put R's in everything. Yeah, I can see myself making a few of these until I get them sounding really, really loud. Got well bad indigestion. All the medication I'm on it does me guts in. Did I get all that? No, I don't think I did. It's hard to see in this light. Got a dip, bro. Love catching your lives. Great to see you. I've been editing all day today. 10 hours straight. Time for bed. Yeah, man. Sweet as a nut. That's one of my down points is editing videos. Not great. Not great at that. I'm alright with shorts because I'm originally a TikToker, so I'm good with short videos, but long videos I always end up messing them up. But have a good one, mate. Enjoy yourself. Cheers for popping in. It is appreciated. I was only coming on for 5 minutes anyway, just to see who it was about. But, Yeah, I got me thing though. It's long but rewarding. Exactly. I need to look into it. I need to get a bit more educated with the video editing, because I've got the skills to make the videos, to show on the videos, but not oil in your latest spoon. Yeah, tell you what, that's the best bit about it, putting a bit of oil on there. But yeah, I'm trying to work on some content. I'm going up the woods on Wednesday, so hopefully I'll get some good footage. But I always end up just messing around too much and enjoying myself to actually make too many videos. Yeah, check out the short, man. There's a short of me making it, and then there's a short of me spinning it about, throwing it around. Sounds well, does it? But yeah, I need to work on Mark II. You like to see Pakistan? I wouldn't mind going to Pakistan. I mean, it'd be pretty cool. Look forward to it. See you later, geezer. Enjoy yourself. I wouldn't mind going to Pakistan. I mean, can't fly anywhere because I'm really ill, but maybe one day when I'm better, when I'm all fixed, I'll be able to go out somewhere like that. Canada's a place I want to go. Look forward to that. See that one. But yeah. Should have really plaited this string so it's got a nice thickness, because it's 4 different strands, so could have plaited it. Like to see you in Pakistan. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go there. I love the food, you know. Hello, how's it going, man? How you doing? I've just finished putting a second coat of oil on my bull roarer that I made. There it is. There's my bull roarer. Carved it out of a piece of ash. If you look at my short videos, you'll see me carving it and then using it. Where am I from? I am from the south of England. I am right at the bottom. Well, not right at the bottom, not West Country, but I'm at the bottom in the middle. I am in a place called West Sussex. It's your first time? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm in a place called West Sussex, which is right down the bottom. Not bad, man. Nice. Hide now. Hide. Oh, it's is that Chris? Is that Chris? I'll get mixed up with the names on it. I'm used to TikTok. I love to see. Yeah. What, England? Yeah, it's a nice place. If you get used to the weather, it's quite random at the moment. Sure is. Yeah, sweet man. How you doing? How you doing, bud? I'm just putting another coat. I didn't really need to re-oil it. It's not like it's going to be outside, but you know what it's like. You want to make it look a bit darker. You are nice. Thank you very much. But yeah, there's my bull roarer. I had to go with the old pyrography pen. I'm not much of an artist, so I'll just I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. I just thought, sod it, I'll just put some random patterns in there and see how she goes. See how she goes. Yeah, get down the golf course with one. That'd be brilliant, man. I'm trying to. I made like a Mark II, a smaller one. Always worth making it look good. Yeah, that's it, I suppose. Yeah, just take a little bit of pride in it, isn't it? This is the Mark II, and I decided to carve some teeth in it, but obviously I ended up breaking the teeth in between the teeth because I wasn't really concentrating on what I was doing. I was just desperate to get some sort of roughness to the edge of it. I'm going to do that other side and see if it increases the sound. You are so cool. Thank you very much. See if it increases the sound. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one in between this big one and this one. Same sort of shape as this one, but a bit flatter and a bit thinner. And see if I can get a high-pitched noise out of it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Oh, there's a grey beard hair on there. I wonder where that come from. But yeah, I need to work on the shape a little bit. I want to learn what you were making. It's a ball. Look at my videos. Look at my short videos. You'll see what I'm making. You'll see the finished product. There's one thing I do need to make. I've got a big lump of oak. Well, I've got 2 oak logs, big old oak logs in the shed. But it's just a bugger to split. It goes all over the place. But I need to make myself another maul, because this one was meant to be for hammer and chisel. But I'll get carried away and start smacking like metal wedges through logs and stuff with it. So. How can I see it? Go on my short videos. I'm still sounding like that. The what? You what? Oh, the axe. Yeah. What, the actual head? The head of the axe. Because that takes bloody forever. You want to get yourself a wire brush if you're doing that. Wire brush and some vinegar, unless it's a really old axe head, and then no vinegar, just scrub the life out of it. That's a good point. I need to get my axe out for Wednesday. I'll do it tomorrow night. Save the kids picking it up. It's sharp. But yeah, I've got an old broken machete that I use as a throw, and I use this to hammer. It was meant to be for nice things, but me being me, I'm just like, sod it, use that. Oh, there it goes. Still works though. Still, that bit's good for hammering. Yes, I'm getting the shine. Just go for the grits now. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, sanding's a good way to sharpen it as well. If you're doing like silly sharp or super sharp or whatever they call it, I'll call it silly sharp. Where you go through the different grits of wet and dry paper on the edge of the blade, and get it scary, like my Grantsford's Bruks forest axe. That thing's that thing's worrying, you know what I mean. And the worst bit about my Grantsford's is my mate got his chainsaw stuck in a tree. Not because he's rubbish with a chainsaw, it's literally because his chainsaw's 15 years old and he wanted to get as much life out of it as possible. So the actual bolt snapped in the chainsaw and it got wedged in the tree. So it's knocking everything down. What have I just... Oh no, what an idiot. Oh well. Yeah, his chainsaw died basically when it was stuck in the tree. I've just knocked soil everywhere. Silly guy. Oh well. Never mind there. Yeah, his chainsaw got stuck in a tree, so I decided I was going to be a smart ass and chop it out with my axe. And using my most expensive axe, I decided to hit his chainsaw bar and muller it. Already got right there. So attack concerning, yeah. It's they get a little bit you can get a bit carried away with them, you know. I mean, it all depends on the axe head, you know. There's certain axe heads that I wouldn't sharpen up as sharp as this because they just bend when I hit things with them. But this thing's a hand forged Swedish forest axe, so it's got a. You can still see a little dink there actually, but it's got that that sharpness to it, which is well dangerous. Hit yourself in the leg with this, you're done for. Better have a big pressure bandage if you're going to do it. But she shaves. She shaves. Which is always handy. That's where that dink is. That's where it's getting caught. But yeah, my mate wanted to get an axe, and he's like, oh, I want an axe. He goes, but and he goes, I'll get one from B&Q. I said, there's no point, mate. You know, you just be smacking things. Do I watch Forged? I've seen some of them. Yeah, I haven't watched all of them, but I've seen a few of them. I do know what it is. But yeah, this is my baby. This one. The Grants was. But yeah, Forged in Fire. Yeah, I've seen a fair few of them. It'll kill. That's a good program, actually. It's not bad at all. I need to sharpen this up. I was using it the other day and it just weren't cutting the way I wanted it to, but then I was cutting through a very tough timber with it, so I don't know. It's catching. Yeah, Forged in Fire, it's cool, man. I do like Forged in Fire. I like anything with ballistics tests in, to be fair. I like watching Kentucky Ballistics, where he shoots a ballistics dummy with a 5.77 Tyrannosaur, big game bullet, and it just turns the dummy inside out. It's ruthless. Oh, it's got a bit of sharpness to it. Yeah, there is some really cool things. There's like some weapons that you've never heard of on there. They're really cool, man. Really cool. 100%. Some really weird and wonderful things. Thing is though, like they're amateur blacksmiths, really, aren't they? Because if you think like, well, they're not amateur, but you know, like if you think like 500 years ago, you got a blacksmith. You know, you say, can you make me a sword? He'd make you a sword, and there wouldn't be any messing around. You know what I mean? He'd know exactly what to do, and he'd just do it. But you had like your armourers, didn't you? And then you had your sort of like your blacksmiths that would make like pots and pans and nails and stuff like that. Like nails in the medieval period, they were really expensive. Everything was held together with wooden dowels with wedges in. So they make a door, they wouldn't have any nails in it because they're too expensive. And if you look how long it takes a blacksmith to make a nail, or how much effort it takes to make a nail for a blacksmith, you think to yourself, yeah, it would cost you a fortune. Are you doing an accent, or is that your real accent? That is my real accent. That is how I speak. I am from the south of England. Why would I be doing an accent? I don't know. I don't think I can do any accents. But this is how I speak. Speaky. Am I doing an accent? That's a bit of a weird thing to say, isn't it? I'm pretty consistent, I suppose, if I was putting it on. Oh, you're British? No, I'm English. English. From England, not Britain. Anglo-Saxon, I am. Not British. The Britons were about when the Romans invaded. I'm an Angle. I'm English. Well, probably not 100% English. This is very mongrel nation we are. So, my dad's side of the family date back to 1460, I think it is. So, as we know of. Am I right angle or acute angle? I am an acute angle. Yeah, but the Scousers then. Oh, of course, yeah, Scousers, you can't understand a word they say. Has some chicken and a can of Coke. Oh, it gets worse. My dad's a Cockney, so I use a lot of lot of London phrases, and when I talk, you know, like when I'm explaining something, I sound like I'm from London. But when the Scousers, people up north from Liverpool, pretty much every town in England, there's a different accent. There's only one English accent, though. No, there isn't, though. Unfortunately, not. Oh, you're American, okay? Yeah, so you've unfortunately, you're lacking in the ability to determine. So like you guys have like a state, and everyone in that state has the same accent, or you know what I mean. So it's quite unfathomable for you. But so like where I'm from, I'll say things like right, and toys, and boys, and hello, how's it going? You're all right. Where if you go to the next town, they say things like, instead of saying out, they say eight, and down they say Dane, going Dane the road, going eight. So it's slightly different the further away you get. So depends on what part of the country you're in. But England is so small. How are there so many accents? Because England was actually made up of 27 kingdoms originally, believe it or not, when the Romans invaded. The most famous one is the Iceni. But England might be small compared to America, but try walking across England and then tell me it's small. You know? At the end of the day, it's only small to comparison, isn't it? So when compared to something bigger. But, you know, walk from London to Brighton and tell me it's close. You know, I know Americans like driving everywhere, don't they? So, but it's a common misconception, unfortunately, until you've been over it. It's something that It's something that you'll only be able to guess. In America, some people work 13 hours away. Yeah, well, that's, you know, I'd never work more than half an hour to an hour away from my house. That's just silly. You know, that's just me. I wouldn't travel 13 hours away from my family. Went to London before it was nice. London's horrible. Well, personally, I think London's horrible. I'm a country person, so it's too built up, too many people, too many buildings. You can't see the hills. You know what I mean? It's not. For me, London gives me anxiety. It's not a hard. You know, it's too much for me. Too many people. Too overpopulated. Too much going on. Too much noise. Too much input. But that's just me personally. I like my rolling hills and my cottages and stuff like that. Why is England so expensive? I don't know. Is it expensive? I mean, my mate, hotel was 600 quid. Christ, yeah, you had your pants pulled down on that one. Then you know, they saw you coming a mile away. Get a hotel around here, about 80 quid a night, something like that, and that's a decent one. Travel lodge, 50, 60 quid. What is quid? Pound. It's a pound, quid. That's London for you. Yeah, London's just stupid, isn't it? You're paying just to stay there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, quid is a pound. Quid. Nugget. Oh, like you call dollars bucks. Yeah, we call them a quid. I don't know why, actually. There's something I need to look into, actually. It'd be quite interesting to find out. But yeah, quid. So if someone's got money, their quid's in. But then it all depends on the slang of what part of the country you're from. You know, it's like the roll argument, isn't it? You know, like some people call it a bun, some people call it a cake, some people call it a roll, some people call it a bap. It just depends what part of the country you're from. I think buck comes from donkeys. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I thought, you know, like I know a buck's a male deer, isn't it? But I don't know about donkeys. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, I say I don't know too much about. My knowledge on America is very limited, unfortunately. But it's probably the same with you. You know, like you only sort of, you know, like all like Americans say, you know, a lot of Americans say like the food over here is really bland and horrible, but we're one of the most culturally diverse countries on the planet, and you can get hold of whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like a big word origin traced back to Quidhampton village in Wiltshire. Once the home of a Royal Mint paper mill. Oh, okay, yeah, sweet, sweet as a nut. Google, good old Google. I know about England from Peaky Blinders. I can't say I've ever watched Peaky Blinders. To be honest, I don't really watch TV much. I know what it is. I know it's very historically inaccurate, but apparently it's quite a good program. But yeah, it's one of those things, you know. I want to make one of those ball roars with the hollow bit with the string in the middle and the string vibrates as it goes around. No, that's a Scottish thing. Iron brew tastes like piss in a can, mate. Yeah, iron brew's rancid, man. Like you go to Scotland, iron brews everywhere. You come down here, there's like one or two cans on the shelf. It's not a favoured drink round here. We don't have that. Yeah. We don't have the banana. That's exclusive. Oh, banana milkshake. Yeah. That's another place I don't really go either. McDonald's. I don't really. There's just like fucking cardboard crap in the bloody box, isn't it? It's not really. For me personally, it's not food. I was brought up by chefs. I like proper food. I wasn't taken to McDonald's a lot when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It's not something that I put a lot of effort into it. Into going to. It's just me personally. You know, quite a lot of people do like McDonald's in England, but for me, it's you know what I mean. It's got a burger that looks like someone's been sitting on it for about 4 hours, and it's just not very good. Do I like fish and chips? I do like fish and chips, but I can't remember the last time I had fish and chips. The nearest fish and chip shop to me is quite a bit of a mission, really. It's fish and chips is nice. I quite like a battered sausage as well. Battered sausage, fish and chips, fish cake, chips. What oil am I using? I'm using boiled linseed oil on this, but normally for my spoons and things that I'm going to use and eat with, I use the cutting board oil, the mineral oil, which is good enough. I've never had any problems with it, but boiled linseed oil, and that's all I've got left. But you know from experience how long a bottle of boiled linseed oil lasts. It just goes so far, doesn't it? Such a little bit goes a long way. It's really cool. Yeah, fish and chips. Yeah. I mean, if there was a decent chippy near me, I'd probably get fish and chips more often. But I'm more of a fan of Indian food. Who's your president? Prime Minister we have over here, and I don't know what's his name. Keir Starmer, is it? I think. One of my favourites, boiled linseed oil. Yeah, it's good, man. I use it on my walking sticks and shit. You know, like when I make a walking stick. Get on the walking sticks. That's boiled linseed oil on that. That's hazel originally, so that's not hazel. Yeah, just put the TV on, but put it on quiet, please, buddy. Yeah, linseed oil gives it a nice colour. Oh no, there we go. That's a bit hazel. That's a hearth for a bow drill, but that's what hazel looks like. And then once it's oiled, it gives it that nice darker hue, as it were. Look, yeah, it's linseed oil all the way. Doesn't the king run the country? No. King hasn't run the country since the when was it? With the old Civil War? Can't remember now. Long time ago. Talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Parliament run the country. The king is always the skin. Yeah, 100%. I had a little bit of respect for the Queen, but now I've sausage fingers, mate. I've got no time for him. You know. You need to turn it down a bit more, buddy. Yeah, the king's a bit of a...
I don't mind if it's that one of them watch it. I like to read.
Mates of El Salvador. I thought you were laughing. No. because he's your king. No, it's not feudal times anymore. I'm not going to get my head chopped off if I don't say I don't like the king. I don't know. Just some rich geezer, isn't it? They're just freeloader basically. You know, he don't really do anything for the country. I mean, to say I had a little bit of respect for the Queen. What is geezer? Geezer's like saying like man, like a geezer. That's a London term. That is geezer. All right, geezer. Lemon squeezer. The old winkle teaser. Yeah. But then my dad's a Cockney, so where am I from in England? I'm from a place called West Sussex, hence the bushcraft Sussex. Yeah, West Sussex I am, right down the bottom. Not, but I say, not in West Country though. Not with the old moon chasers, the old carrot crunchers. Is that near Scotland? No, right down the bottom, complete opposite end. That's north of England. Yeah, if I was up near Scotland, my accent would sound a lot different. A lot different. My accent's sort of, don't know, sort of on the verge of Australian almost. Do I like Ireland? I've never been there, but I've got some Irish mates. I like the Irish. Interesting bunch of chaps. They love a drink and they love a story. You know, they're cool. I used to work with a load of Irish bricklayers. They were alright. They were nice chaps. Didn't you all leave Europe? Yeah, apparently so we did. Well, the European Union, we're still geographically in Europe because we're Northern European, but the European Union, yeah, we did indeed. Ireland is awesome. We've got family there. Yeah, man, I'd love to go to Ireland actually. I know some people in Ireland. I could go out there, but I've got to wait for my heart to get fixed first before I can travel too far. And you know, I like to be close to home, as it were. Nice and close, back, you know, near my gaff. Yeah, man. It's the thing is, England's a funny little place. Is it scary that you live near the war? I don't know. Live near a war. What war? What, the one in Ukraine's bloody miles away, mate. That's a long way away. Don't know how far away is the Ukraine from England. Christ. Ukraine's a big place as well, and the war's on the border of Russia, so it's quite a while. It's quite a way away, you know. Likewise, I like my creature comforts. Yeah, same here, man. Same here, definitely, 100%. Yeah, I like being close to home at the moment, anyway. When I'm fixed, I'll be up for travelling around a bit more. But what countries have I been to? I've been to Wales. That's attached to us on the left-hand side. I've been to France many times. Northern France, southern France. I've been to Portugal quite a lot. Amsterdam. I think that's about it, really. That's about it. Not too many places. Not very well travelled. Used to go over to France a lot because it's just over the pond. So it's not too. It was quite easy to get there, to be honest with you. It's like a 6-hour ferry trip, isn't it? Get on the ferry. 6 hours. You're in Cherbourg. I live near Portsmouth as well, home of the Royal Navy. So we can go over there. Come to America, you love it. I am planning on going out to America. I've been invited out to America by a bow maker, and I want to go to Canada as well. I want to go up to Canada. There's a few places in Canada I want to go. I want to go to Vancouver. Yeah, America's definitely on the agenda when they fix my heart and I can fly. I'm definitely well up for it because I do a lot of camping and stuff like that, and I'd love to go out camping. Canada is going to be the 51st state, I think. Well, it belongs to us, doesn't it? Same royalty, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to happen. Personally, the Canadians are good at putting up a fight. What do I mean saying what I'm saying royalty? Don't the Canadians answer to the crown? I'm sure they do. I thought they did anyway. No, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I remember someone talking about it. But let's put it this way: in every theatre of war, the Canadians have been very, very good. Look at World War One. What 4 years of stalemate trench warfare? The Canadians bust through Vimy Ridge in 4 days. They're absolute brutes. We got independence from you guys. Yes. Yes, indeed. English people getting independence from English people originally, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. English settlers. Why did you do us like that? I don't know. I wasn't there, mate. I wasn't there. But you know, at the end of the day, we owned half the planet, so it doesn't really matter. The sun never set on the English Empire, if I remember rightly, at one point. But that's all very, very old news. You know, that's very, very old news. That's going back a few years. Didn't we sail up one of the rivers and burn the White House down? I can't remember. The Royal Navy. I don't know. I can't remember. The UK still got colonies. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, we had bits of Africa, bits of India, China, all sorts of places. Lots of different places. We didn't bother with like Brazil and Mesoamerica and all that sort of stuff. We just waited for the Spanish to transport the gold over and decided to rob them. Still got the Falkland Islands. Oh yeah. I mean, Argentina ain't going to match up to the might of the British Navy, are they? At the end of the day, so don't you guys hate France? Hate the French? No, I don't hate the French. I don't think any English person really hates the French. We just take the mick. We just take the mick out of it and just say we do. You know, we just have a bit of a Mickey take and say we hate the French. I've never had any real problems with the French people, but we do take the mick a bit. They are probably the country that we've been at war with most throughout history, but you know, at the end of the day, we're all brothers, aren't we? Would you support UK fighting Argentina if they tried to take the Falkland Islands? I don't support any wars or anyone fighting, to be honest with you. I think everyone should just be peaceful and get on with each other. You know what I mean? Like, if people having an argument or disagreement about something, they should settle it like gentlemen instead of dragging whole countries into it. Great onion sellers. Yeah. What do you say? In it. In it. In it is a shorten of isn't it? And that's a shortened of is it not? Do I like Trump? I'm not really fussed by Trump, to be honest with you. I think he's quite amusing in a way. I think he's quite funny. He's quite a funny character. As an English person, he's quite a funny character. But at the end of the day, I'm halfway over the fence. I mean, it's just one of those things. He's nothing to do with me. He's in charge of America, and you know some of the things he says, he makes some sense. Some of the things he says, he doesn't. Do I like Putin? Same thing. I've got no issue with any Russians or anything like that. You know, at the end of the day, people do what they do as long as it doesn't really affect my life. It's nothing that I should be getting too worried about.
Is this loud enough?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Putin, Vladimir. Not really too bothered. Will I defend my country if I got invaded? I'll defend my family. I wouldn't be put up much of a good defence. I've got heart failure, so I don't think I'd do very well. Maybe 20 years ago, but now I'm about as useful as a little old lady. I can shoot really well, but other than that, heart failure. I'm waiting for major heart surgery. My heart is failing. That is what is wrong with me. And I've got indigestion as well. No, I won't die. I'll be all right. I'm waiting for a heart valve replacement. They're going to replace a valve in my heart. Once they do that, I'll be good as gold. You don't have guns? I thought you had knives. There's plenty of guns in England, mate. We have 4 assault rifles. Cool. There's a machine gun club in England. You know, the old boys turn up with old Vickers and stuff like that and shoot machine guns. There's you can have rifles, you can have shotguns. It's a bit sketchy with the fully automatic ones. You can have pistols as well. There's a pistol shooting club down the road from me. But everything's very licensed. You have to have background checks done on you and stuff like that. So you can own a gun. Shotguns are the easiest ones to get hold of. I mean, I think pretty much everyone I know has got a couple of side-by-sides or an over and under or a semi-automatic or something like that. Don't have shooters? No, we don't really have too many shootings. I remember when I was a kid, a bloke walked into the pub round the corner from me and shot a bloke with a double-barrel shotgun a couple of times. But I think the last major shooting we had was when they changed the gun laws when that young lad went around that village with an AK shooting everyone. But that was a long time ago. I can't even remember when that was. Stabbings are prevalent. Yeah, they are. That's the thing. Yeah, a lot of stabbings going on. There's a lot of knife crime. Not so much where I live. There was a young lad who had his throat slashed in the middle of town. That was quite rough, but he survived. Hundreds a year. Yeah. It's a bit different around here. Most of the people that got guns around here are old posh blokes who live in the countryside. So it's not really a huge thing with the shootings. I think English people are a little bit more chilled out. I don't know. You know, like it seems to me, I could be wrong, but it seems to me a lot of Americans are too easy to settle an argument with a gun instead of having a punch up. English people like having a punch up. You know, you're more liable to get your head kicked in and a bottle smashed in your face than you are to get shot around here. But everyone loves a ruck. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, if you've got 4 assault rifles, you're just one person, you know. So, I mean, I love guns. I think they're awesome tools, and I love, you know, watching ballistic tests and stuff like that. Absolutely brilliant. But I don't like the whole idea of killing people with them. You know, I like shooting them. I love a bit of shooting, but I don't. You know, like sort of most popular sort of rifle you'll get around here would be like a 22 LR for shooting rabbits, 303 for like deer, or sort of 308 for deer or something like that. Nothing too hectic. You know, 12 bore shotgun, 20 bore shotgun, 410, stuff like that, sort of kicking around. I shot a saw when I was younger, fishing in a private reservoir. Couldn't sit for a week. Yeah, rock salt, mate. That's savage. Yeah, rock salt cartridges. Evening, how's it going, man? Yeah, the old rock salt, man. Sting. I've never been hit with one, but I know the old farmers used to like making salt loads and shooting at trespassers. It was brutal. Yeah, I bet it was. My neighbour accidentally fired on himself when climbing. Yeah, accidental discharge or whatever it's called, negligent or whatever. That's yeah, that's savage, man. Shotgun Winnie. That's quality. Oh, quality, man. Quality. Had big perch in there. Nice. I like big perch. I see a lot of people just gone into carp fishing nowadays, haven't they? And I think it's carp fishing's been ruined. You know, my idea of carp fishing is taking a waggler rod out and feeding up some lily pads and just sitting there. Just like I like going fishing, you know, with maggot on a size 12 or a size 16 hook and just catching whatever comes out. You know what I mean? I find it more fun than sitting there putting out massive rods. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got carp rods, but I prefer the old school sort of fishing. What's my channel about? My channel's about bushcraft. which is like camping, survival, making things out of wood and stuff like that. How old am I? I am 40 years old. Same, mate, purist at heart. Yeah, same here, man. It just reminds me of when I was a kid and we used to go fishing with my dad and stuff like that. Like a bit of ground bait, a couple of handfuls of ground bait, you know, a handful of maggots on top, you know, watching you float, flicker around. My eyes ain't as good as they used to be, but, you know, if I go when the water's choppy, it does me head in. I'm like, proper. But, yeah, I need to get out there actually and go do a bit of fishing. Thought you were the same age as me, or 31. I suppose that's a compliment. Take me out. Got grey hairs in my beard. Like, yes, mate, that's what I used to do. Me and my mate, we used to go fishing, and we'd buy a tiger loaf, and we'd take it, and I'd be sitting there having a smoke, and I'd get the munchies, and I'd end up eating like half a loaf of crust, just eating it, half a loaf of crusty bread. So we used to buy 2 loaves of bread and take them with us. But that's like, you know, I was talking to someone, like, oh, you need these boilies and these pop-ups and all this stuff, and I said, I caught my biggest carp on a prawn, mate, on a cooked and peeled king prawn out of a bag from Tesco's. That's what I caught my biggest carp on, and it was, you know, like, you know, if I go carp fishing, I'll put out a carp rod and I'll float fish while I'm carp fishing, so I'll just completely ignore the carp rod. Good times, yeah, definitely, man. I used to fish a lot up in Godalming and Guildford, up round those areas in Surrey. That was my fishing place when I was a kid. My granddad knew the chairman of the angling society, so we all got licensed when we were kids. And he lived up in Hazelmere, so we used to go up there and fish. It was bloody brilliant. Childhood dreams, man. Like what's his name? Passion for angling. You know, with Chris Yates and Bob James when they go out fishing. That's what I have in mind when I say fishing. I used to live in Guildford years ago. Oh, awesome, man, awesome. There's some good places to go fishing at around there. They got the canal as well, haven't they? Full of crayfish now, if I remember rightly. But that's that Guildford and Godalming and all that. That was my childhood, man. That was we used to go fish. We used to travel up there and go fishing. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive away from where I am. But my dad used to like insist on getting up at 3 in the morning, and we used to drive down there and get there for about 4, half 4. You know, just as the sun was coming up on a summer's day. And we used to fish a lake in Godalming next to a rugby club called Broadwater. I don't know if you know Broadwater. Broadwater's brilliant. That was my lake, man. I caught an 18.5 pound carp on a cork handled rod, which was probably older than me, and on a piece of pork pie. And I didn't have any bite alarms or any fancy gear. I literally had a V-stick that I cut from a tree stuck in the ground, and I had my rod like that, and my reel started going backwards, and I got ya. Damn signal crayfish, my mate had 7,000 out of the fen drains last year. What, man? That's mad. They are everywhere. They haven't made it down here. They haven't made it past the South Downs yet, but they're yeah, the old signal crayfish, American, aren't they? They're introduced, and it's annoying because they taste bloody brilliant. Mitten crabs, yeah, that's right.
Can I go through?
Yeah, of course you can. Hang on, let me just cover the camera because you don't like being on the internet. You gone?
Oh, what happened to you?
Oh, I knocked over my soil. I'll clean it up in a minute. I was on live, so I'll sweep it up. Don't worry about it. Yeah, man, it's a shame because those signal crayfish taste really, really nice. If they were down here, I'd get one. I'd pay to get one of the licenses, and I'd get some traps. And there's a lot of ditches, rivers, and dikes and stuff around here. So I'd be chucking cages into the dikes. I'd be going out every day, getting a load of signal crayfish to eat because free food at the end of the day, isn't it? Oh my guts. Really bad indigestion. License is free to get. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had to pay for it. Well, there's not many around here anyway. There might be some places where they are, but I haven't heard any of the fishermen are complaining about them around here. But as soon as you get sort of north of Petworth, up round there, that's where they are. I've just planted a load of cabbages. Bok Wong, they're called. Just have to declare where you are and putting traps. Oh, okay, awesome. I'll look into that. I'll go and get a bit of bacon on a string and go down to the local ditches and stuff like that and stick a bit of bacon in and see if I get any, pull it up and see if I get anything, because that's a good way to catch them. Just a bit of, or a fish head on a fishing line, and then just throw it in. It's like crab fishing. Because I live right next to the River Arun, and there's a lot of tributaries and stuff like that. How's the plot going? Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. I've got 2 different types of potatoes in. I've got shallots growing. I've got strawberry plants. I've got my tomato plants in my shed. I've got beetroot, little baby beetroots I need to put in. I've got celeriac. I've got a load of beans. Some are about that big, some are massive, but the big ones are staying at home. What else? I've got chili plants. I've got pumpkins. I'm trying to grow some pumpkins this year, so I'm going to have a big pumpkin patch. Cucumber. Tomatoes. I said tomatoes. I think that's about it. I've got greyhound cabbages. Bok Wong. Yeah, it's going alright. It's going alright. Things are starting to come alive. A lot of weeds coming through, but just have to go down there and pull them out. I'm not going too mad this year because the first year you only have to plant 40% of it. So yeah, plant potatoes will be this week. Yeah. I've got my spuds in. I've got Maris Pipers and I've got Charlottes in, and I've got a load of those red potatoes I'm going to plant. I'm going to put another run of potatoes in because we eat a lot of potatoes, and it just makes sense to grow them. Really, if you've got an abundance of potatoes, it don't really matter, and they last for ages as well, don't they? So it's, you just leave when the plant dies off. You just leave them in the ground and then dig them up when you want to eat them. So it's not too bad. But my brother's got a plot down there as well. He's a bit more prolific than I am, but he's been at it a lot longer. What was that? It's gonna hit me. Oh, Millie's jumper. Millie's hoodie. But yeah, man, it's good fun. We finally had some rain down here. It didn't rain for about 3 or 4 weeks. It was absolutely not. Well, yeah, it rained for about 4 hours, but it's still a bit of rain, still a bit of moisture down on the ground, so it wasn't too bad. What time is it? Christ, Thomas, you need to go to bed, mate. I just realised what time it is. Well, I'm gonna jump off. Wait there. I'm gonna jump off, mate. It's getting late. Nice battery gonna die. So catch you later. Yeah, see you later, bud. Nice talking to you, geezer. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.